All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So yesterday, I tried to go to sleep. I kind of had a hard time falling asleep. I felt so tired that I couldn't kind of fall asleep. Type of shit. At least I didn't get the cramps. So my phone rings in the morning. Okay, and I'm like, damn, I don't feel like immediately. You know, like that feeling. You wake up, you immediately know you don't feel good. You don't want to. You really don't want to go again through that shit. And I'm like, okay. I tried to stand on my feet. I feel not good. Like I don't feel like I had a lack of sleep. I feel like I woke up pretty easily, so to say. But I felt like I had almost like the body experience was like as if I had almost no sleep or something was wrong. And the smell and everything, the throat and everything is there as well. And I think to myself, okay, before I
You
go,
feel
'cause,
sick.
oh yeah, and I barely could stand up like on my feet. It was much worse than like yesterday. Yesterday I managed to like get on my feet and start walking relatively quick,
Mm,
so I can go to work
yeah.
at all. Today I had a struggle to get my feet working beneath me, and I was like, oh shit, not good, not good. That's a completely maybe a different subject as well. Like considering like my overall fitness levels or whatever, or lack of using the legs maybe or feet. But I was pushing through it, and I was gonna push through it when it comes to only that. But it's not only that. So I got that chemical taste in my mouth, and I feel all kinds of crazy. Like I got a high from it, some kind, or whatever the fuck. It's not going well with that shit. So I'm thinking to myself, like, well, damn it, wake. Like I'm trying to talk to myself, like my inner voice trying to tell me something, and like, and it tells me, like, damn it, man. Do you really want to tuck your tail and go there and feel even shittier tomorrow? Or do you want to at least sit yourself down for a couple of minutes in front of the computer before you go and at least type all these symptoms or whatnot that you're feeling right now and tell the AI? Because now we got the AI like knows a lot, like it can be wrong, but I'm figuring like if I give him proper like information with what kind of paint I'm working with, and that I'm not using a gas mask, a respirator thingy, like specially for that, like and then on top of that, there's like a law in this country about it, which concerns like chemicals that can cause major problems with health and shit like that. It's like there's a law that the company, not the worker, the company that gives the work has to provide personal safety equipment, has to, and then they have to enforce it that that worker wears it. You know what I mean? They have to do their roundabouts and see if he's wearing it while he's working and shit like that, unannounced. You know what I mean? That's like how it should be. That's why this law exists, because obviously people in the past, when things were more loose, were getting sick. Obviously, there was some kind of a study or some shit that showed that it all comes from that people were not protecting themselves during work with hazardous materials. So, logically, in our modern history, we got laws like that try to prevent this shit by enforcing it strictly, being real serious about it. Like, that's like a number one rule. You don't see somebody working with dangerous materials with no protection. You know what I mean? That's that's how this country republic tries to operate, at least on paper. Okay, that's the law. And I noticed, Bump, that these 2 days I was not provided my personal safety equipment. I even brought my own like gloves. The gloves that I was using, they were my own. I brought them from home, and I didn't bring no respirator or none shit because that's not my not my part of the job. When I show up there, they give me the paint, they give me in my tools, whatever I need to fulfill the job. They provide me with the, you know, and on top of it, they have to, per law, give me the personal safety equipment. Have to insist, and even insist on it that I have it and wear it. I don't even have to ask. And then, yeah, 2 days I was working 20 hours. I was inhaling that bullshit so much that I was starting to go mad from it a little bit. I mean, I'm mad anyways, so maybe it's hard to tell. But I know that I'm starting to get aggressive and not good, not good. It's because it's affecting my nerve system as well. It attacks the nerve system, respiratory system, all kinds of shit. That's why it's dangerous. That's why we have to fucking wear a fucking gas mask by law. So I noticed that. I did notice that. And they told me. And oh yeah, I keep going back and forth, back and forth. I typed into Google this morning and I told the Google AI, and the Google AI tells me you should immediately go visit a doctor. You shouldn't go back to that workplace. You should go to a doctor and, open up a sick leave thingy. And I was like, you don't have to tell me fucking twice anymore. Decision was made on the fucking spot, right there. And then I'm not going to work there anymore. Matter of fucking fact, I'm going to report sick, and it's going to be qualified as a working incident, which is different than, you know, you stumbling at home in your apartment while you're off, from work. Completely different. This is qualified as a working accident now. And
Sniff the paint again. Or did you call it?
I sniffed too much paint in my life, dude. Like, I am being a little bit dramatic here, okay? But I have to be dramatic because they fucked me up thing that connects this huge thing, and they already installed the things that should like that should isolation when they put isolation over it, it will like stick to it. So I'm not even allowed to come near that and touch that. But it's sticky. It's sticky and it needs to stick to the foam. So I'm not allowed to even put any masking tape over it. So I have to like do it like freehand, like around, be real careful when I have to come close to the like wherever the eyes went, there was like too much of that. Wherever I looked. And it was like, holy shit, like what the fuck did I get myself into here? Like this is insane. And then comes the boss and tells me, yeah, why did you need to paint this, we need to finish this, we need to do that, and why did you do that? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then, okay, yesterday bump. I'll go back to yesterday now too. I'm gonna keep jumping around. If you have any questions, ask. I'm gonna jump. Yesterday, when I was working there, I was painting, and I told you about that hole. Those two guys that came down to the little hole, and they were like, "Oh shit," and I was like, "Ah, beautiful, isn't it?" And they asked me like if I could turn off the smell of the paint because they were working there and they wanted to like fix that hole. Like they couldn't even handle the smell, and I was not even next to them. I was like 10 meters away from them. They were like, "That smells too bad. Like, can you can you go bring that elsewhere and maybe go smoke a cigarette while we do this? It smells bad." No, and I told them like, "Yeah, I have to inhale this 10 hours a day." I know it smells terrible. Not 5 minutes, 10 hours. I was like, "Yeah, just tell the boss you told me to, go on a break." I'm okay with it, If somebody tells me like, "Yo, man, could you please, I have no problem." Especially if he tells me to go smoke a cigarette, like I'll gladly do that. Whoever tells me that, it could be some bum walking around there that has no business telling me anything. Hey, go smoke a cigarette. Got you. You know, you know what I mean? You just say the words, whoever, and I'm going. And then I remember that this morning, and I started to piece the things together. Like, these people couldn't even handle 5 minutes, and I'm supposed to handle 4 weeks. Uh-uh. Plus, the job is like seriously a catastrophe. They bullshitted me. They told me it's gonna be just spots, but here I am supposed to do miles 3 times. Like, fuck you know, dude. Yeah, I can not even reach most of the shit. I don't even know how. If I even if I had wings, I would struggle to reach certain places, dude. Seriously, like seriously. And and on top of that, half of the shit that I asked, like basic shit, they didn't provide me, so I can work. They gave me great, yeah. They gave me the thingy, like the brush, great. But where's the thing so I can mix the paint, like a piece of wood, a piece of metal, something? Because the paint's super thick, super fucking thick. It falls out of the can. Doesn't liquidly come out. It falls out of the fucking can. And then I gotta put like hardener and maybe a little bit of thinner just to liquefy it a little bit so I can use it because it's so thick, you know. And in painting, if anybody that's a good painter knows that you have to, like, when you open up a fresh can, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
mix it like real fucking good for like 10-15 minutes, you know. So all the components of the paint, the pigments and everything are mixed together. You know what I mean? Because things fall on the bottom after a while. After a while of storage and shit like that, you gotta thoroughly fucking mix the fucking paint before you even start mixing it with the fucking hardener. Anybody who's a good painter knows that and does that like a serious professional, not some champ idiot. Well, yeah, there were so many things. And then yeah, this morning, and I remember them telling me about this young guy, that learns the craft. Like, I don't know if you have something like that in America. Like over here, you can start learning a craft,
The
anything,
crowd?
electrician, plumber,
What
whatever.
kind of
And then
crowd?
then you work like 4 days a week, and then you go one days for school. You work 4 days in the company that employs you, and you go to school for one day during the week, and that's how you also get the diploma for the job and all that shit. It's like, while you're working, you're also like combining school and work, and you know what I mean, and slowly starting to get things implemented into your head, how to do that job properly. So they had a guy like that. So a boy, like probably like 16 or 17 years old, maybe 18, I would assume, because that's the age range that they accept people for this shit. They want them young. They like them young. But I think they can only do that from 16 upwards. So yeah, could be 16, 17, or 18, a late one. Like, so, and so this young man worked there. They took him in, and instead of like showing him how to weld things, how this whole fucking installation thing is being done, they gave him the paint and they told him to paint. You know, and since he's like on the very 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 bottom of everything in the company, he's like at the lowest. You know what I mean? He's even below the cleaning ladies. Like, he's there to learn. He's a nobody, and whatever the fuck he's being told, he does. You know. So, and they used that. They brought this young man, and before I came in, and he painted for like 2 weeks, and then they told me he went. They say he went on vacation, but vacation can also have a double meaning, like that he's not coming back. You know what I mean? Never coming back. Which the other guy basically told me. He's like, vacation? Nah, that guy's never coming back. Like that boy's never coming back anymore. And then I'm like Googling today, and it tells me like I should quit now while I'm still in the beginning stage of getting poisoned by it and having serious problems. After 2 weeks, it can become chronic problem, respiratory system, nerve system, all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Problems to the rest of your life that you're gonna have, long lasting, you know, um, consequences health wise. So then I thought about this morning when I felt so shitty, like I felt after only 2 days. I remember even the boy. I was like, hey, damn. As I'm reading the Google, it tells me after 2 weeks it's fucked. It becomes dangerous as fuck. That's when you're entering the point of no return with your body and that those chemicals in one way or another. And that made sense. The kid was there for 2 weeks. He was done.
Mm.
One way or another, he was done. Done. Of course, they won't tell me what really happened with him. They just say, "Oh, the guy was here in 2 weeks, and now you're here. You should do this." So I can only assume they didn't give him any protection too. He got fucked over. Now that young person is fucked for life because of these idiots that clearly are not abiding the law. And they tried the same with me. But I'm a little bit of a different caliber. I'm not a 22 caliber.
You're
I'm a
a
little bit higher caliber.
you're a 3006.
Yeah, I'm a 308. Classic. I'm a classic, man. All time classic. I get the job done one way or another. And this job is going to be done one way or another. I'm fixing the justice system. One way or another. All time classic. Yeah. You can hear me roar. Hey. Yeah, they pissed me off to the point yesterday. Also, the disrespect that I was showing and shit like that. I was like, we'll see, we'll see. You know what? Watching that fucking Brasco got me into some different kind of fucking mood. I swear, man. I should never watch that movie. No, I'm like Joe Pistone and all those motherfuckers from the movie. Like, it's like I'm not like no bullshit anymore. Like, I'm not bullshitting. Like, like I come in there and you fuck with me. Yeah, this is gonna have a part two as well. Part three then, motherfucker. This was just part one. Me testing you. After I tested you and saw that you were in the wrong, now comes the part two. And I move on. Hopefully soon enough from that shit to some other shit. Like, I'm not fucking around with them. They were fucking with me. All right. Let's see. Let's see what all this what comes out now because of the and then the fucking loan company calls me and they start fucking giving me the lip a little bit. Like, why didn't you ask? It's not my job to ask. It's not my job to ask. My job is to get that in my hands and then on my face while I work and keep it on my face. Yeah, that's my job. That's my duty per law. Your duty per law? Provide me with all that shit and insist that I have it on all the time when working with these things. To go on a smoke break and take it off. But not during work. So that's your duty, not mine. Am I supposed to do all of your work on top of my work? Well, fuck yourself. You know what I mean? No. Yeah. Dude, I was arguing with them over the phone while in the fucking emergency room, in the fucking hallway on the out of the building. Dude, everybody, like, you saw how big that fucking place is. A bunch of people heard me in the fucking, I was like, not even, I really got into it. Like, I wasn't even paying attention. Who's around me. So many people heard me. It was like a fucking Donnie Brasco movie almost. But I walked up. I walked up, came back home. Shitty day, shitty week. Went to the doctor, opened up my sick thingy, because the company, when I told them, they told me they're gonna fucking, uh what's it called, unregister me, like, since I didn't work today, like, last day is gonna be tomorrow, like, cancellation of contract, like, you know what I mean. It's just too easy. They're getting all of them. All of these guys are getting off too fucking easy, in my opinion. Like, for all this bullshit that I saw, that I can guarantee somebody should inspect. So, yeah, and they tried to save money. This whole 2 days, most of the time when the boss, the guy motherfucker talked to me, it was all about saving money, saving money. This costs so much, this is so expensive. Everything was about saving costs to the point where it's fucking a mental fucking sickness. Yeah. Anyways, here I am. We joked about it, didn't we? We joked about it that it's gonna happen on day one. But then I wouldn't have this fun about arguing, half threatening them with the lawsuit. What do you think, Mom? Hmm? What's your opinion? Any questions? Maybe I can expand on some things. 'Cause-
Mm,
oh yeah, the guy that I spent the break with yesterday.
oh yeah, the one you told me
Yeah,
about.
yeah. I told him that I heard this one guy say that they were gonna, like, that most of the work will be over in like a month from now or some shit. That they're gonna, like, start to, like, release people then, just like they were gonna release me. But I was already, like, from the start I knew there was gonna be like 4 weeks. But, like, he doesn't know that he has, like, a contract indefinitely, like, until, the company decides. There's no date on his contract when it ends. So
Makes
he's
sense.
hopeful that it lasts for multiple months or years, you know what I mean. And then I told him that I heard that they were gonna, like, release people, and people like him and me are, like, always the first ones to go, the lone company workers, you know what I mean. And he was like, really? Interesting. And then he started in front of me. He started to, like, make his own little plans. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna be here for another 2 3 weeks. Then I'm gonna, like, report in sick. You know, so he can, like, outsmart and extend the money that he receives. You know what I mean? Type of shit. Like, counter their scam. Like, and all of this contributes to me thinking about myself eventually as well. Because I have my own case here of what the fuck, like, why should I, why should I endure it? Why the fuck should I endure it? And why the fuck should I just quit and be called a loser who cannot hold a job? No, thank you. Let's call it by the name: work accident. That's what it's called. And I deserve a compensation, at least for that. Because if it wasn't for all this bullshittery, I could have earned my money the way it's supposed to be. But no, they have to fucking bring it to this. They, not me, they. I'm just the executioner of this whole fucking painting thing. I don't think and nothing. I do.
They're just
You know?
using
And
you.
what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna work with it. You don't give me the shit, I can't work this. Then, ha, ha, ha. Plus, I'm being poisoned. Ha, hey, forget about it. Forget about it. Hey. So yeah, here I am back home. This loser's back home. But I definitely want to
You're
call the.
back for good.
There's like a. I call this. There's like a. It's not like a union. It's more like a bureau for protection of working rights and shit like that. I don't know, like something like that. They're like in charge for like things like this for like when you want justice, you know, for yourself, because you're not gonna receive it if they just fire you or you quit. It's gonna be under the rug, like you are a loser. Like I said, who cannot hold a normal job. This is not a normal job. This is a dangerous job. Safety hazard, unsafe working place. Which is a totally different story then. If that goes into the protocol instead of, hey, the loser is a nobody, doesn't want to work, shit ass worker. Completely different paths for me. And I'm sick and tired of always having to be that loser because, hey, let's not disturb the peace in the house. You know what I mean? There's no peace. I got no peace. Nobody got fucking peace. Peace is over. I wasn't the one who created these laws, and I'm gonna be the one who's gonna remind them of them. And the doctor told me, and then I went, yeah, dude, this, I swear, this story keeps on fucking going, man. I'm never gonna be done talking to you about it. Then I'm gonna come back and start it all over again because I'm like so wild up. I'll gladly do it. Then you'll get a, extended version, different kinds of words. Record this, record this. Write this down, write this
I've
down.
been streaming it. That's why I
This
told
should
you
be
to hold
recorded,
on.
man. Mm.
That's why I
Maybe you
told
can
you to
listen
hold
to it
on.
someday.
Yeah.
Mm. Uh, so yeah, threw up my middle fingers, left. Try to go back. Went to the supermarket trying to buy something to drink because I was fucked in the throat. No pun intended. And, and there's like junkies hanging around there too. They hang around that hospital I work, but also that place, that subway station I got off. There's also junkies hanging around there too. And I'm like, damn, man. And I got blood, like they tested blood over there in the hospital this morning. I was really pissed. I was almost close to an incident almost this morning because let me go through how I went. Then I left my home. I told myself, okay, I am gonna leave my home, but I'm gonna leave my home with purpose, with a purpose. With what Google told me, AI told me, go straight to the doctor, go to the emergency room. Well, it just happens to be that I work that the place where I'm supposed to be working is a
Mm.
hospital. It's the biggest in the city. Fucking hell. Let's go to that emergency room and then tell them what's going on the level two. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. I went in there. It was a little bit chaotic. I went in there. They started calling me like 7. I had to start at 7 in the morning, and 7:05 my phone started ringing, and in the emergency waiting room it has like a big ass sign, no phones. I took the phone call. Where you're not at work? And I'm like, yeah, I'm in the emergency room, I'm getting myself checked for poisoning. What? You know what I mean? They're completely like, what? I'm like, yep, you heard it right. uh Basically paraphrasing, it's your fault, cannot talk to you, bye bye, bye bye, I got no time for your bullshit, bye bye, bye bye. Well, basically told her to go fuck herself in a very specific waiting room, emergency waiting room way, you know?
Mm.
So, and then I put my phone on airplane mode. That was it. No more phone calls. All right. I did tell her, like, yep, that this is definitely, I'm not showing up anymore. Yeah. But you'll be hearing still from me. Yeah. Um, definitely. We're not going to let it
Beer.
like this, you know? It's not going to end just by this. Yeah, okay. Still gonna come back to you after I'm done with this waiting room type of shit. Goodbye. Bye 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 bye. Doo, 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 doo. Airplane mode. And the doctor calls me in. And I lost and I lost my fucking wallet while I was checking in with the card. I had to take out my card to identify that I have, health insurance, and I left the fucking thing on the thing at the counter, checking counter. I just left it there and went to sit down with it without it. Luckily, they found that and stored it. When I later fucking realized that I lost it, it's like my concentration was nowhere there, like nowhere, and like completely lost. And it has to do with the fucking chemicals that I've been inhaling for the last 2 days. It's fucking me over. Like everything's getting fucked over. Like it's no longer functioning like normally. Then, luckily, while the doctor was checking me and he wanted to check my blood, and he told me, unfortunately, we cannot do like things that you want, like give you a sick leave and shit like that. I was kind of getting a little bit too aggressive towards the doctor. He was being friendly. He understood me when I told him this whole shenanigans shit. At one point, he was trying to fucking measure my breath, and I kept talking. Just kept talking, kept ranting. He's like, I cannot measure your breath if you're talking. And then they wanted to draw blood, and the motherfucker tells me, please pump your hand so I can get the vein. And I'm like, dude, former Yugoslavia, a doctor told me when I relax my hand, I don't get like the place where you like stick your needle in, it doesn't get all fucked up, all like bruised. So I would rather not do that. Thank you. I live by this rule my whole life, basically. So it goes against what I believe in when I let somebody puncture my vein. Because I've seen them butcher me. And then this other doctor is like, because this was like an internee that was doing it, and he was like trying to be like, we're not trying to hurt you. I'm sorry if it happened with somebody before, blah blah blah. Because I got definitely butchered in the past like that. And then I told the young guy, I was like, if you're struggling to find my vein, I'll pump my fist so you can get the vein, okay? But once that is done, I want to make sure that I relax my arm a little bit. Once you've struck gold there, okay? I'm relaxing my arm completely. Give me maybe a second or two. And I really didn't say that, but that's what I meant, and I think he understood. So, and so I'm already like in a lot of conflicts. Everything's a fucking conflict, dude. Everything. I'm looking for trouble almost to the point, like. But I'm trying to hold myself back because I know that I'm just frustrated because every fucking time I try to do the right thing, they fuck me over somehow like this, where it's not normal anymore. And I gotta fucking protect myself. It's to me, it's the same as a fucking you walking down the street and some random dude starts attacking you. You gotta fucking start defending yourself for fuck's sake. Were you gonna let them fucking what kick you while you're down as well? Defend yourself. At some point, defend yourself. This is to me, this is the same thing. At some point, I have to start defending myself. There's no other thing. Nobody else is gonna jump in and be like, "Hey, stop that." There is no help coming. I'm my help. So, better stop behaving like that. Yeah. Anyways, I managed to fucking chill out a little bit and get that thing with the doctor done. And I was like, "Doctor, I'm sorry, but a little justice was needed here. We need a little bit of justice." And I'm gonna be the one who fucking gets it. It's going. And it reminded me of fucking. Then I started to think, like, yeah, sure, this is fucking Donnie Brasco and me watching some Godfather clips and shit. Like, it's a bad fucking influence on me because I go Robert De Niro way of thinking, dude. Like, when he became Don Vito Corleone, dude. Because I see a lot of injustice and nobody who's there to protect us from it. So I gotta be the one to do something. And and worst thing is I have to fucking stay within the law. I'm not allowed to hurt anyone or anything. Probably the most I can go is verbally. You know what I mean? Like verbally give them the business. It's my hands are cuffed already from the start. They have all the cards, as dumbass Trump would say. They have all the cards. So I got to, tread carefully through this whole thing. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool that people are getting fucking poisoned. I'm not the first, not the last who's gonna be poisoned by this job for 4 weeks now. The kid got poisoned. They wanted to do with me. Hopefully, I stop now, just in time to start recovering from this initial phase of what the fuck ever this is. And no, I'm like dizzy. Yesterday I was on ladders, man, and for like a second or two, I lost my conscience almost like a bit. It got to me. It really got to me and like dazed me on the ladders a bit, where I was like a little bit wobbly and shit.
Damn. You're almost
And
black,
and
dude.
if I fall down, I injured myself badly there, dude. Badly.
Crack your skull.
Bad things happen, dude. This is why this law exists, okay? To protect yourself, so the chances and the risk is reduced to a as minimum as possible, so people don't start fainting when they're doing work in dangerous heights. You know what I mean?
Mm,
It makes sense why it all exists and why it's being so enforced, or at least I thought it was gonna be. But these assholes pretend like this doesn't exist. Well, you're bad. I know about it because now you're in trouble because of it. Like they want to make it like I'm in trouble. Like, well, you're the one losing the job. You're the one. You're the loser who didn't ask for a gas mask. No, it's not my job. I'm not gonna do everything. All y'all assholes. You're already asking too much. Way too fucking much. Way too fucking much. And then to add to insult, I should also be doing this type of work as well, managing who needs what, uh, protection or not. I asked for shirts and working pants. They didn't give it to me. I told the loan company, like, I asked you for pants and shirts. You didn't provide me. Well, you said you had your own. Well, you said if after day one I'm
they
good,
probably
I'm
jumped
still there, I'm
up.
getting what? You laughing? It's so funny. Yeah.
You quit your job again.
I quit my job again. I can write a song called "Quit My Job Again."
Quit my
Make a
job again.
movie based on true events. Yeah. Hey, fuck Colony. Just make a movie about my life. It'll be pathetic to some people. Some people will be moved. Some people will. There was gonna be a lot of opinions about it. I'm telling you, it's gonna be controversial a bit, in a sense. Man, my life would make a great ass movie. If they can make shit ass bullshit like Ratatouille and Harry Potter bullshit, why not? Refugee, war refugee. So many like me out there. Why not make a movie about us and concentrate on some lives we had living after what we had to go through as kids. Come over here to be immediately, trampled on because we were foreigners. Didn't matter that we were kids. We were still like almost treated like grown ass people in concentration camps. You always had that feeling that you're like looked down upon. There's no good intent towards you. You're just there to fill the numbers for future cheap workforce. They're just preparing you to be a cheap labor, cheap work. That's all they do. They even told us about it, like one of those rare moments where they were like 100% almost honest with what awaits us before we were finishing high school. Only then, like last week, did our class teacher tell us, in tears, by the way, in tears, what awaits us in this real world out there. And I took that with me because I know that it was hard for him to speak those words. The man was like fucking choking in tears. I've never seen him like that. He was always like a strict motherfucker almost. Yeah. And then now 25 years, 30 years later, here I am. And I see all of it. I feel like I've seen all of it. What he in tears tried to tell us. That man probably no longer alive, dude. And yeah, hopefully he sees me from up there and is rooting for me. I hope. Not just me, the rest of the class, all the kids. Nobody deserves this bullshit. Nobody deserves this bullshit, man. This is all out of profit and greed, nothing else. Can't tolerate that. If I have any dignity, any moral compass, and these 2 days were the perfect example of all the things. And my experience is unfortunately very, very, very focused on shit like that. So yeah. Yeah, and then I went to open up my sick leave. I go to the doctor and I try to explain her, and she's like, I know about the law. You don't have to tell me about the law. I know that law exists. And she was like, by the way, it's kind of a funny, like it's stupid law. Like, I mean, like
Yo,
what?
sounds
The
like a
law that
very
the company has to provide me with the appropriate, safety gear. She thinks that's a stupid law. And she's like, if you felt, she then tells me, if you felt, and she's like holding her like two fingers on her like under her like, like on her chest, like, and she's like tapping it. If you felt that your health was in danger, why didn't you just go out, get yourself like from a drugstore like a mask? I'm like, excuse me? Yeah, that would have, at least, helped a little. Um And I asked her, "Do you mean like these masks that we were like wearing during the Corona times or something? Like these type of masks, like for dust and stuff?" She's like, not saying no, so I'm like, okay. Then I thought, well, like gas masks exist for a reason, exactly against these type of things that I was, you know, using here. That's why they exist. And there's different types for different kinds of dangers. So no, not no, no, not my job, not my duty. And that's the law, lady. Think that's funny still? Or stupid? She didn't find it stupid after I tried to fucking, get her in the skull. Like, I'm just paraphrasing what I kind of tried to tell her. Explain to her that such a statement is as idiotic as these people that I'm trying to explain her that I had to deal with. That. So don't be that. Don't be that guy, lady. And I think she figured out that she was wrong, saying that it was a stupid law. I think she came around a little bit, and she was like, "Yeah, yeah," because that's the general opinion. Everybody thinks that painting is easy and everybody can do it. And it's like it almost gets like, like ain't no big deal, ain't no big deal. Like it gets like belittled almost, like to the point like it's just paint, it's just paint. Well, yeah, what a casual way of living. I'm a specialist in this compared to you, it seems. So nah, it's important. And then they're like, important. Look at this guy. He thinks that's important. Oof, that gets me. That gets me going. That gets me so going. Gotta rip into them a little. And the holes are gigantic in their you know logic. So easy to come and fucking completely just shatter their little fucking fantasies. Yeah, man. What a day. What a week. What a shit life. Oh man. There is no there is no consistency. There is no positivity. There is no I am a negative person spreading negative things. And I'm also the person that gets put in all sorts of negative things. But let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. That seems see no connection between the two. So let's not talk about that. Why am I so negative? Why? When I could be so positive. Look, you're not dead. Nobody's standing next to you and measuring how much you breathe in and breathe out. You're allowed to breathe, motherfucker. What more you want? Well, when it comes to that, I'm starting to have my doubts about it now. That they are allowing me to breathe because this type of work, this type of position I was put in, it's almost like a mob hit, dude. On like a cultural mob, like a like a elegant elegant by the book hit on my life. Like somebody decided somewhere, like, call him, offer him. He'll probably say yes. We know him. We know his profile. He's the type of person who will say yes to this type of bullshit. And yep, once he's there, we slowly kill him. It's gonna be 4 weeks, $2,000, but in the long run, it pays off because
To
we get rid of him.
grin.
They get rid of me for cheap forever. No more welfare, no more nothing, no more problematic behavior. You know? I can see them. I can see them actually having nothing against that. Nothing against that. Yeah. So, bumpy old pal. Here I am,
You're
fighting the
back
fight.
to your usual stream alone now.
I forgot how it feels.
It's only been 2 days.
Me, how I was.
You only lasted two
See, they even, they
days.
even, dude, they even fucking kicked the shit out of my talk almost like the last 2 days. Did you see? Did you see how they killed it the last 2 days?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, good.
They made you
I'm
normal.
now can say fuck good. I wish him all the best, cause I'm the bigger man. Bunch of criminals. I'm a fucking saint compared to them. Not really. Now I fucking over exaggerate. Nah, I jerk too much.
Get to report somewhere now
Jerking too much.
to the welfare.
Some report is being written somewhere about me. As we speak. Oh goodness, it's scary, dude. It's scary. It feels like some of those movies that I was watching 80s, 90s and shit, like science fiction type of shit, you know, futuristic bullshit where we all get fucked. That's how it feels like. And you know what? On the way to the doctor to open up my sick leave because I came back to my apartment, put on my normal clothes,
Mm.
check when it opens because they're like near me here, and I waited for like an hour, and then I went, and I'm passing by this gas station over here where I live, and they have like this little piece of grass or something, and there's like a sign in the middle of it that the dogs are not allowed to shit or piss in there. It's private property. And who's standing right next to it? It's a older lady with her little shitty ass rat looking dog.
All the
And
rat ones.
and he's not those ratty rat one, but it's more like a
Uh,
dachshund type of little. I don't even know. Didn't even want to look at him properly, to be honest. He wasn't pleasant. He wasn't aesthetic enough for me to look at him. And he fucking, I guess he, sensed my energy. And the woman kind of pulls him away. She's like, giving me a little bit of space to pass by. I'm thinking to myself, like, of course you're like not obeying the properties law, whatever. Just like anything that I've experienced here, all the laws are being broken. They just exist in fantasies. They don't even exist if they're not going to be implemented. They don't even exist. Straight up. So, yeah, I not an angel myself, but dude, I do try to stay within all the laws that I can, because at the end of the day, I don't want that shit to be done to me. So I don't want to do it to nobody else. Whatever I don't want to be done to me, I don't do it to others. That's the Jesus golden rule. Don't do it to others if you don't want to be done to. Easy, easy rule. Live your life. And yeah, what was it? Mm, mm, walking. Um, yeah. Yeah. I was passing this lady and the dog, and the dog starts like growling at me. The little shitter was like, what does he think that I'm scared of him or something? Motherfucker, I can stomp you out. Stomp you out. You hear me? Like, and I love dogs. So I don't want to stomp no dogs, but there's some asshole dogs out there. Oh yeah. They will attack you, go for your throat, try to cut your fucking important fucking, arteries and shit. Those dogs I don't like. And those dogs, oh yeah, they do face a threat of getting stomped if I can. Other dogs, love them. Love them. Most loyal things ever. But there are also assholes in the animal kingdom as well, I guess. Maybe it's the owners who fucking made them like that. Either way. And the dog starts giving me his little shitty, and the woman's like, "No, stop it!" Like tells him like to stop. Like, and as I was already passing them, I started laughing like, like basically like, what the fuck do you think you're doing, little guy? Think you scare me? Think you're like? think I'm a threat or what? And then I remember the movie Terminator because I thought to myself, like, man, I must be the devil to these people over here. Like, whenever they see me, like, like, it's like, hey, here comes the devil. The devil himself is walking down the street. Lucifer. That's how it feels like sometimes. Like, what the fuck did I do to it? What did I fucking do to you? Why is this dog trying to fucking? Why is it mean mugging me? Because I'm just normally passing here. You know, that's a. No, that just shows that the owner is an asshole too. Probably, but the owner, can hide it, but can't hide it through the dog. The dog will show his true emotions, which the owner teaches him, which basically shows that the owner is who I thought he is. Let's just say it like that. Already unmasked through the dog. That's why I laughed. Yeah, because they want to play that game, body language and shit. Let's play that game. Let's see who you are, and then we can categorize you. Yeah, it reminded me of the movie Terminator, where the dogs are like barking at the Terminators. Like, am I the Terminator over here? Terminator? Am I the T-800 motherfucker from the future? You gotta be kidding me, man. I know it's all normal behavior and shit, like here at least, all normal behavior. And there's a little bit of something in everything. In every joke, there's truth. In every lie, there's truth. In every truth, there is a lie as well. There's all sorts of things. I know, I know if the idiots were listening to me right now, they'd be laughing their ass off. Like, what the fuck is this dumbass on about? Shit, fuck them. We eat these fuckers for breakfast. Might be true. That might be true. I'm just living my life, eating that much. You can even say that it's a minimalistic approach to life. Others are doing way, 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 way more shit and other things. So yeah, I'm just here trying to earn my bread if possible. I don't want to handouts are nice. Yep, they're nice, but one can only do this shit so long without fucking at least attempting to earn his money the honest way. Because you want some respect for people eventually in life, not be looked down upon all the time. So let's do it. But how am I supposed to do it? When this shit is like this. It's programmed against me, man. And not just me, whole bunch of other people too. That's why they are like, yeah, you're not important. Everybody's replaceable. That attitude. Yeah, that's the attitude. That is the attitude. Everybody is replaceable. So no matter what I do, what I say, it's just like it's gonna just end up under the rug. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe it's just, yeah, law of nature here. The money nature. Yeah, you can touch anything If you touch their money, you're in problems. Well, my money's been touched 25 years long. Other people have my money.
Oh, I'm getting my kids ready for school.
Yeah, man. How am I supposed to feel if I apply that logic? Yeah, exactly. I mean, we want to go back to the nobody. Okay, gotcha. Well, that's a deal breaker. Definitely. Hmm. I'm glad I quit. This shit can definitely pass me by. Oh yeah. Are you That's how you're recording. Streaming Roadrunner. No, Snowrunner. Uh, yeah, that's just bullshit. You know, and here's the best thing in this country: almost unwritten rules exist. One of them: you cannot take a smoke break if you're not a smoker. So to take a small break after like an hour or two of work, you're only allowed to take a break if you're gonna fucking poison yourself with a cigarette. Otherwise, it's no buen, no bien, bueno, bueno. Ooh. Well, ain't that fucking fantastic? Isn't that really comfortable? Of course, I'm not saying everywhere, everybody. Obviously, not everybody is a complete imbecile to run their stuff like that. But over here, the numbers I'm getting call from are all like that. I mean, we still have to force our breaks, I guess. And then they complain that we are lazy. That's when they got you now. Ah, lazy motherfucker. You know, be happy if I keep you around. I'm gonna kick your ass out in a month from now. You'll see. You'll see. Lazy. Boo. Yeah, that's how they think. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Fucking teed. Because it matches everything. Behavior, everything, carrying themselves. But those gotta be thoughts, because things always happen. Then months later, some shit, you get like fire, and then he got you. Na, men ich hab sie. Diese Firma habe ich jetzt. Das sollte man sich anschauen. Dort, ich kann nur so viel dazu beitragen können, damit ich sicher endlich einmal wieder auf ein Niveau kommt, wo es sein soll. Alles andere ist nicht so sehr interessant. Okay, Sie werden vielleicht weniger Arbeit haben. Okay. Aber das ist ein Teufelskreis. Deswegen einer Kleinigkeit bin ich da und Sie haben jetzt eine Arbeit. Oh, vidite njih, pa oni to žele. To se, kako se tu obrće lova. To se vrti lova. Ja, valovanje, ja, AMS, sve su financije. I sve je skraćivanje ukrotito. Kroz to sistemčić. Ja. Pa nije li to divno? Sad je nisam. Man, all this bullshit that I had to fucking say. The only thing that I can say to all that is I gotta take a shit. I will, if I could, I would take a shit on all of that, all over it, because that shit's toilet. Doesn't deserve nothing else than to accept my feces. That's it. And I've been going on about this for a while now. For a while. These unserious companies. Like, if we're serious about these jobs and projects that you're given that are given to you to earn a lot of money with your company, and you're just half-assing the shit and making it torturous for somebody like a painter, you create a torturous job. If we're modern slaves, these are modern torturing methods we're talking about here. And it doesn't take a genius to figure it out either. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm overestimating, underestimating at the same time. So, yeah. They get to cut corners, nobody cares. I get to be on the job search again. Nobody cares that my future's nowhere to be seen. I got none. I have to report to the doctor just to get any bit of money from all this catastrophe. Any compensation? And then I'm feeding the doctors, the healthcare system with it. They're making money. Every time that card goes through their check-in, they make money. So they have nothing against all this bullshit. When you look at it, it creates work for them. In a sense, easy work, because they can call me an idiot, and I should come back when I'm really poisoned. Like I should keep working another week or so, and then come back. Mm, so I can become a permanent customer of theirs for the rest of my life. So all in all, explains the whole. It really explains why they all try to cover each other's backs. Like there's a shield. There's a shield that you have to go through with all of these people because they're protecting it. But nichts mehr, nichts mehr, nichts mehr. Gameplay, park play, parking play. Eh, hello, hello, Gigi, Gigi. Uh, yeah, just a clown here. You're supposed to tell some story. That's about it. Hmm. Hmm. Eh. What a great move today to quit my job. What an awesome move. Mm, wish I could do it every day. Mm, all the fucking them shit talking me over the phone, and I'm not the one to blame for all this mess. Um, minus that, minus that. I don't need their bullshit on top of them being complete imbeciles. Yeah, minus that. That would be too much. Too much. Man, this whole fucking thing. Ooh, definitely a nightmare if you have to go through this every day. Don't wish it. Do not seek it. Do not wish it. But leaving a crappy, unsafe job all day, every day. And then, and then I got a little bit of some law on my side, maybe. And hey, I have to drink a lot of water now, and I should sweat. I need to sweat because the best way to get these chemicals out of your system is to sweat them out. Right, so maybe I should fucking crank up the heating of the apartment. Teacher in school told us to go take a jog or some shit, sweat it out. Feet are broken like I was in a movie Misery, a movie, real life Misery. First they break your leg, your feet, so you can sweat it out. Yeah, these are some modern day techniques to torture workers, aka modern day slaves. And nobody ain't nobody who can convince me otherwise now. Nobody.
The kid went to school. You're back to your normal life. What are you doing now?
I am polluting your Roadrunner airwaves.
You ready for Daisy now?
Nah, ask me again in a couple of days. I got some shit to do these next couple of days, my man, and I kind of want to concentrate on that now. Now that I opened up this can of worms with the whole shit, I have to fucking basically lay out my report to somebody, and then they'll decide what the more logical steps would be. I can maybe try to get some justice out of it a little bit.
Get some justice.
Just some just
My
ice.
old history teacher was name was Justice.
What history teacher?
Yeah, Mitch Justice.
Mitch Justice.
Yeah.
That's my Daisy name from now. This is how I'll hide myself. I don't want people to know it's Jean Claude Tarzan. Too famous on Twitch for that shit. Have to go undercover. And it's funny because you know how Cartman he has that talking hand, Mitch Connor.
Oh
So
yeah.
so I can be Mitch Justice. Mitch. I have to get used to that name because I'll have to respond to it. Daisy. What's your name? Mitch? Jean Mitch?
Mitch Jean Claude.
Jean Mitch. Jean Mitch. I'll be
Jean Mitch
Jean Mitch.
Justice.
I'll be I'll be I'll be Jean Claude Mitch. What a ridiculous combo, dude. Like like a French name to the fullest and then like Mitch.
American.
What the I find it funny. But I find a lot of stupid shit funny. What can I do? That sounds super stupid. That's why I like it. I mean, in video games, we try to be funny. I guess I want to be funny because I'm known to spread negative energy. So if I can be funny and make somebody laugh, I'm countering I'm balancing that other shit I do. So it's all good. Um, like my sister, I told her how the job. Remember, my sister called me on day one, and then I
Yeah.
vented to her how the job is shit, and all
Yeah.
she could say is, "Well, thanks for giving me negative energy." Oh my goodness, you
Did
know,
you tell her or no?
fuck her soon. What? Did I tell her what?
You quitting or no?
I didn't tell her, but that I'm definitely hinting on it. I wasn't just quitting the company. I always, whenever I get this type of shit, I always kind of pull off something that my dad does. Like, I'm gonna burn the house down. Fuck everything. Fuck this family. Fuck this house. I'm done with everything. You know what I mean? That's what he kind of does.
What?
My
Sounds like
whole
a
life, I would always
rampage.
hear him fucking go into that mode, that and those stupid words almost all the time. Like
Wow.
whenever he's like super pissed when the world comes crashing down for him.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds
So
crazy.
Uh, I mean, like,
Mm.
I went like, fuck this country, fuck that, I don't want to hear these motherfuckers anymore. I'm going back home to Bosnia. I'll rather fucking open up my own little shop, garage. At least I'll have enough to eat. Fuck 'em. That's all it was, basically. Welfare is nice, but this is like, like welfare is the only thing that's kind of like, fuck, hate to say it, beautiful, but everything else sucks. Like the people are cold. People are like fucked because of the whole fucking way that they operate. Everybody you see who has jobs like me walks around like a zombie. Like, don't fucking touch me, don't talk to me. Like, they lash out on you like a mad dog or some shit. I have a feeling, you know what I mean? Everybody's on edge. Everybody has to do shit, just like type of shit that I probably, just went through for 2 days. But imagine people going for like tens of 20 years to shit like that, and they accept it. You know, I don't. Especially if I know that there's some kind of law that should prevent this type of bullshit, or bring it to a minimum. And it's stupid that I have to fucking get him on that, because honestly, if there was like an inspection down there, I'm sure they'll have some interesting things to see. The way they cut corners with shit. Maybe that's normal. I don't know. But to me, the whole chemical poisoning shit has there's no place in the sentence with
Some
the word normal,
total
unless
war.
it's like a word and not in front of normal. Shit ain't normal. Yeah, man. Like, and I painted like things like that, like these valves and shit that they have and shit like that. I've
Mm.
painted very, very, very similar shit like that in the last 10 years or last 20 years. Every now and then we get pieces like that look kind of like that shit, and you don't fucking install that shit and then paint it, okay? You paint it while it's not fucking installed. right? And it was always like a problem. Like the other assembly guys, whenever they would receive our painted stuff, like they would complain that we like overpainted shit, like or maybe there's paint inside where they have to like tight it down with the nah. So we had to make sure that that's not painted anymore. There'll always be like improvements being thrown at us that we could do and shit, so the others can have an easier time, with their part of the job to install it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all have to coexist and do our part so everybody doesn't get fucked over. And then I come into this company and all the shit, all the feces are right there where I have to work. They shat all over. Not cool. Not cool. So yeah, I hope I remember the words of my teacher from the painting school when he was mentioning shit like that. If you ever get like substance in your mouth or your mouth directly into your like body, like extreme situations, or even if you're exposed to the vapors for far too long, you have
Yeah.
to like
You're killing
you have to of
brain
course you have to
cells.
you have to of course stop the job and you should like sweat it out. Go for jog or some shit, some
Go in a
activity where you
sweat
start sweating.
lunch.
So it comes out through your pores. It's like it doesn't remain in your whole system and starts attacking it. So it gets sweated out through your skin, and then you shower and it's gone. That's so the only thing you can basically do, huh? So
Go in a
I rem-
sweat
I
lunch.
remember those words. I should use this as a pickup line. Hey baby, you wanna fuck? Cause I got a sweat to not die. Ooh. Give her no context whatsoever. Just be a pervert. Hey, let's sweat together. I got this gig called Justice.
My
Miss
tractor
Justice is
flipped
my
in the air
Miss Justice
after
is my
I
name, by the way.
after I attached.
I'm on a justice spree. I'm a hero. I'm a working man's hero. Do you even know who's in front of you? You should be begging me, not the other way around.
This
The police,
tractor
baby.
is fucked.
I'm here to protect you, baby. Like that Eminem song, Superman. Here we go. Eminem, Superman lyrics, and then I'm gonna read it. Lyrics. And he goes. Mm-hmm. You high, baby? Yeah. You want me to talk to you to tell you something? I know what you want to hear. Cause I know you want me, baby. I think I want you too. I'm here to save you, girl. Come be in Shady's world. I wanna grow together. Let's let our love unfurl. You know you want me, baby. You know I want you too. They call me Superman. I'm here to rescue you. I wanna save you, girl. Come be in Shady's world. Bitch, you make me hurl.
He's a hurler.
Hurl. And then we have the verse one. They call me Superman, leap tall hoes in single bound. I'm single now, got no ring on this finger now. I'd never let another company bring me down in a relationship. Save it, bitch. Babysit. You make me sick. Superman ain't saving shit. Girl, you can jump on Shady's dick straight from the hip. Cut to the chase. I'll tell a motherfucking slut to her face. Play no games, say no names. Ever since I broke up with what's her face, I'm a different man. Kiss my ass, kiss my lips, bitch, why ass? Kiss my dick, get my cash. I'd rather have you whip my ass. Don't put up, I'll put you up. Won't get out, I'll push you up. Push blew up, popping shit. Wouldn't piss on fire to put you up. Am I too nice to buy you ice? Bitch, if I died, you wouldn't. Bitch, if you died, wouldn't buy you life. What, you trying to be my new wife? What, you Mariah? Fly through twice. But I do know one thing though. Bitches, they come, they go. You can change the word bitches for companies. Uh, they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday through Sunday. Yo, maybe I'll love you someday. Maybe we'll someday grow. Till then, just sit your drunk ass on that fucking runway. Ho, 'cause I can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. I can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. You're Superman. You're Superman. Don't get me wrong. I love these companies. It's no secret. Everybody knows. Yeah, we work together. Company, so what? That's about as far as your body goes. We'll be friends. I'll call you again. I'll chase you around every workplace you attend. Never know what kind of car I'll be in. We'll see how much you'll be fucking around then. You don't want that. Neither do I. I don't want to flip when I see you with guys. Too much pride between you and I. Not a jealous man, but females lie. But I guess that's what just companies do. How could it ever be just us two? I've never loved you enough to trust you. We just met and I just fucked you. Ah, poetry. Especially that last part. I just met the company and I already fucked them. It's the chemicals, I swear. I'm in some kind of a rush.
Your
Some chemical high,
camophobia.
making me aggressive, making me angry. No wonder I quit my job 25 years ago. This was the kind of shit I was exposed all the time as well. No wonder all these other assholes over there were also crazy too. Made my life miserable. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them, fucking enough. It was enough, enough of them. And I
Enough
remember the
was
boss making his roundabouts
enough.
all day, every day, to see if we're all wearing masks.
Fuck
Though they really, really
everyone.
gave this detail close attention, just to find people who are not using masks when they should be using. That was almost sometimes almost the only thing they would be looking at when you see them pass through and you're working. If you're drinking a coffee and smoking a cig, they'll be on your ass because of that. But if you're at your work, the only thing they looked at is the mask on or the filters on, you know? And then they go. And then I have to fucking deal with these clowns. 25 years later now, give me a break. And those workers, the ones that liked me, they gave a fuck about me. They fucking also told me, like, always wear a mask. Always. Do not fuck with this. Like, this shit will fuck you up.
The N95s.
It was 1999 when I started my job until 2002. And some guys gave me all the life lessons in that field.
I'm running out of
And what I liked about those
gas.
guys back then, they were old school. They didn't let these fuckers fuck with them like it's happening now. Everybody's spineless nowadays, morally corrupt and spineless. So the workers are getting the rawest end ever right now because there's Nobody to step up and say, "That's enough." This thing that I'm doing is ain't even 10% of what I've seen others do when they saw injustice in a big ass company that we work with. They weren't afraid. They weren't intimidated. They knew their worth, and if the company was gonna let them go, they were fine with it. The company would never let them go because they were too valuable of painters who knew that job s- like specialists. You don't find those people on every corner. But nowadays they want to pretend like that's a thing. You can find that shit on every corner. Well, the shit that you find on every corner is the type of shit that my old boss would have fucking kicked out on day one if he saw him working. He wouldn't stick around. Well, now it's I don't know what the fuck is now. I'm sure this doesn't happen everywhere, but this is more than enough to be alarming. One young man. I hope this is what could have happened with this young dude that painted for 2 weeks. He got he got so much of this shit into his system that his body went into you know like sickness mode, like a flu symptoms.
I don't know.
High temperature
Who,
shit.
the last guy that's doing your job
Yeah,
right
the
now?
kid. That's what I'm hoping for that kid because if he gets like high temperature and shit, then there's a huge chance his body's trying to sweat it out. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, all that toxic shit.
Yeah, the body's doing all the work there. It knows what needs to be done. That shit needs to get out, and the only way the body knows to get it out is through the pores of your skin. So that's why your body orders fucking flu. So your temperature rises and you start sweating. Yeah, that's like yeah, that's what I hope happened to him. He just got sick and went into fucking flu type of bedridden state. And after like I don't know 3 4 days of pretty feeling like he's gonna die probably, he hopefully sweats the most of it out profusely and gets away with a like a with a with a bruise so to speak, with a warning. Yeah, but that enough about that young guy. I was definitely yeah. If the job was doable, I'd probably be a morally corrupt asshole too, and I wouldn't have said nothing. Okay, picked up my $2,000, and it's all cool, right? I don't have to, you know, complain to anybody. But since I have to be poisoned and all that shit, well, then obviously I'm gonna fucking say something, ain't I? Or is that not allowed anymore, or what? Are we so far gone as society that you know I have to explain myself at the doctor's place? First she tries to belittle all that, saying it's a stupid law, blah blah blah. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Not my job, not my duty. End of story. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have fun with this one, right? Because even these guys that work for the Bureau of Protection of Workers and all this kind of bullshit. See, even they're connected with this whole system. So we'll see what they say. I have a feeling that it's gonna be like, thank you for sharing the story with us, but we think that it's maybe better not to press any charges or any bullshit because you're probably gonna lose. Because even though the law exists, they'll find some other shit that will, take away the attention from
Mm.
it. So, mm, yeah, it's like, cool story, bro. You can leave again. Only if they try to pull a gun on you and you have video evidence and a confession, and they signed a piece of paper where they admit that they wanted to kill you. Only then can we do something. So, if you haven't collected a piece of paper where the attacker is admitting that he's trying to hurt you, and if you're not, if you haven't collected all the evidence on the crime scene and preserved it, sorry, we can't help you. It's like, oh yeah, it's that feeling. We'll make it so hard and so difficult that you'll give up. Oh yeah, like that's why I didn't go report it in the first place. Long time ago. How I remember. Thought things changed. Nah, some things never change. I was right then and I'm right now. And what do I have from it? Nothing. Actually losing. Hey. And that's why all these participants in this whole fucking scheme always come up to me. They always send somebody to like talk to me. Somebody's gonna talk some sense into me. The nice way. And they always try to explain to me that that's the way it is. Either either bow down and accept it or get lost. You got two choices. All right, that's how it is.
Take
Then
one.
I get the multiple choice, and then I say, how about I choose the option C? Fuck you. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Uh, Nah, man, it's ridiculous. I am so hurt. My knees are fucked. Sides of my knees are also fucked on those metal ladders they gave me. My feet are shot from everything. From yeah. Okay. Yeah. I made my way there today, and I could have made it back to a. If this was a normal workplace, I could have made it back and pushed through. I could have. It would have been a tough situation, but at least it would have been only this tough. But I don't need to be this. And on top of that, yeah, no thanks. Ugh. And then, like, why didn't you ask for a mask? Yeah. I asked for a couple of things, the most basic stuff, like a piece of wood to stir my thick paint.
Mm.
There was crickets on the other side, and I asked for what else? What else did I ask? Let me see. Oh yeah, on day two, I asked him to give me like a small roller,
Mm.
and the way he responded was like, "I offered you yesterday if you want a roller." Like that's a problem now that I on day two that I requested a roller as well. You know,
Mm.
I asked you yesterday if you wanted. When like it's like when people marry and then the priest says, If there's anyone here who has something against these two people, speak now or that's how this thing works for them. Like day one, you show up to their containers over there where they have their all their shit, and that's where you pick up everything, and that's it. You no longer speak about it. You know what the fuck? Like they gave me so many. What's it called in English? Um, when somebody tells you like red the how do they how what do those red flags? Red flags. They gave me so many red flags. It was incredible. Too many red flags. Like it's like those funny sketches of NFL when multiple like referees are just flags being thrown everywhere. Just flags everywhere. That's how this was. It's just like red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, ping, 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 like pop-ups, like those pop-ups on your internet browser. They just start popping up, and you're just like, yeah. Just remember, like that motherfucker that I gave a slap at the Austrian Railways to try to cut my face with a knife.
Oh yeah,
Uh, I just remember, yeah, his dad was working there too at that factory, so that's how he got in through his dad. And if he didn't have his dad there to, you know, protect his back whenever he fucks up, that motherfucker would have been long gone. And I heard that, like, as well there. It's like, yeah, they would have fired him already. But his dad comes to his rescue, every time. And yeah, so if there was any professionalism or something, that guy wouldn't have been there when I was there, and whole ordeal wouldn't have happened, right? I wouldn't have an idiot across from me to try to cut my face up with a knife. But I was the one punished at the end of the day for having to deal with that idiot that should have been fired a long time ago. If this company has any fucking standards, but it's all about connections. It's all about what's it called, uh, nepotism and shit. I don't know. So and stuff like that. And I spent the Christmas because it happened like a week before Christmas. So like till like the 20th January, I received no money or whatsoever from the welfare because I got unhonorably discharged, like from the army. You fucked up, you get.
who are you?
Well, the way they fired me because I slapped that motherfucker and he tried to cut my face. We basically got fired, like like next level firing, like where you're not allowed to get welfare for a month and shit because
Damn,
you've committed like a more serious offense to be fired.
sounds full.
That's how I spent my Christmas that year. Why? Because these idiots keep that idiot over there working, even though he doesn't belong there. But hey, The higher power keeps him there. That same higher power that wants to cut up my face, it seems. I'm the bad guy. Hey, I'm the bad guy. He instigated the whole fucking thing. Like, yeah, I was minding my own fucking business. I was particularly, I went away from that motherfucker because he stinks. Like, shirt stinks, and even from afar, you can smell it. So I went on the other side of the fucking paint booth, which is like fucking 100 yards other side start working on something, just to be away from him. And then he starts fucking yelling at me from the other end, like I've done something over there. Just absolutely incredible. Like, and then when he showed me what the problem was, I was like, "Are you seriously like making a whole fucking drama scene out of like this? Take a piece of cloth, wipe it away. We are doing that shit anyways right now. Who cares if some of these dumbasses walked by and touched it? Of course they were gonna touch it. Those motherfuckers that were helping us and they didn't have a clue about fucking painting. But no, he accuses me
Because you're
because he's too coward to
closer.
attack those people because you know why? Because I'm a loan company worker. And those motherfuckers that came to help us, they are directly employed with the Austrian railways. So you don't fucking lay a hand on them at all. You know what I mean? And so he decides to fucking like, accuse me and give me the business, like he's a boss or some shit in there. And then when I tell him to get the fuck out of my face because you stink, and have to, and he doesn't want to do it, and then I gotta push him away from me. Like, create some distance, motherfucker. You're trying to kiss me, you stinking ass. And then he wants to cut my face. And then I want to slap the fuck out of him.
Yep.
And then we're all fired. What a Christmas. What a Christmas. There was no gift for that Christmas. Just like, I think it's kind of like, like Biggie Small. No heat. I wonder why Christmas missed us. Yeah. That was, that was a was a very, 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 very low point in my life. Probably the lowest. And just like these last 2 days, oh boy, was I given some quality fucking unsafe workplace there, and all the shebang. Eh, I remember that small asshole. He would always leave because we would have huge cans of meat dinner. I'm talking like 20-liter big, huge, huge, and he would always leave them open, always. So that whole fucking thing can evaporate, and drive us crazy and shit. Like I guess he loved the smell or some shit. That's what happens when these people go crazy or already are crazy. They develop a fucking taste for poison.
Like on Rimworld.
Or he just wants to get like some kind of rush from it. I don't know. And it always bothered me every time I would walk into the painting booth. I would see all of those fucking, and we would have like two or three different because you cannot use the same paint thinner for different kinds of paints. You got to use like a special paint thinner for that. So we would have like a couple of them, and the whole are like huge fucking cans, and he leaves them like all open. Like he's too good to fucking close it after he uses it, you know. And I would always walk into that booth and always try to close them. And I would come back maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes later, they're all open again. Or an hour or two later, they'll be all open again. He will just always leave them open, all of them. And I know what kind of work he did. Like like he didn't all like he wanted to make it look like he's doing like three things at once and shit. The motherfucker wasn't doing jack shit there. He was like the worst. But he's like, you know, if you would probably ask him like, hey, whether you leave, like, none of your business, I got work to do. Like, idiot. Idiot. Because there's enough smell already in the painting booth. Like, but you when you actively try to add to it, while the fucking, you know, the thing is turned off that sucks the air out, because we're not using it all the fucking time while we're in there. Sometimes we're preparing shit in there. We don't need that fucking shit on. And when you leave all the shit open, it stinks up the fucking place real bad. Because there's nothing to draw that air out and push new air in into the booth. Because saving costs when it's not necessary. But when I got a colleague that's a complete imbecile, yeah, things things go up a level in retardation. Then multiple. That was that guy. My goodness. Are you at work? Beep beep.
Nah, I'm printing out the tattoo I'm doing for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Do, do. Ah, you see, I nailed the perfect time to be off myself together with you. How convenient. Hey,
I have two
thought about it.
missions left on the Snowrunner.
Snowrunner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then this one after this one is the Amore map.
That's gonna be fun to watch. Especially because remember, I'll probably remember what I had to go through myself. I see you go through. So you'll use the bees. Cheating.
I'll
I
probably
was
try
doing the
to.
Amour without the bees, man. I'm hardcore. Later, I did get it, but I done enough to be like, what the fuck, like, to, before I got that beat. Oh man, me trying to build that bridge with the trailers across the muddy section. Oh, it was a failure, but at least it was fun to try. And then I tried to replicate that similar thing on that map with you, making that bridge with the trailers.
Oh yeah, with those trailers.
Remember? Even you couldn't fucking unglitch it anymore. You cannot. You had to fucking delete it. Yeah, yeah. That's how fucking things can get when you're trying to experiment with the game. Oh man, when I just said experiment, I just remembered some other job I had in the past. It was also like a painter, but like these painters that do like houses and outside of the houses and buildings and shit.
Um,
They also kind of called me up from nowhere. They needed like they were in need for like a one more worker or two because they had like a huge project. There was like a big shopping mall or some shit that was supposed to open like in a month or two. So they were, you know, they had to like finish it in
But
and out,
mm,
inside and outside. And I remember I was on the outside and I was doing some shit, and the boss came by and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing there?" And I told him like, "Well, I'm trying to experiment to see what the best way to do these things, you know." And he told me like, "I'm not paying you to experiment."
I would have said the same thing. What else did he do? Was he on the run?
Well, he's true. He's right. You know, I'm not saying he was wrong. I'm not saying he was wrong. Okay, but that was reality. You know, wake up call for me a little bit. Like I'm not a kid anymore. Like people don't give me, you know, second chances to get into a work or some shit like that. Like they expect like immediate fucking LeBron James performance. They don't care. They don't care where you were, what you did, what you had to go through, where you learn, what you know. You gotta know everything. You know, they expect you to be like a fucking some sort of a human multi-tool, dude, and not a plastic knife. So that was yeah, that was a wake up call from me. I was like, oh shit, like these people mean business. Fuck's sake. Like I cannot even take my like a few minutes to see how what the best approach here is. Fuck, man. That's a problem. Which was like these pipes. These this guy was like, let's go, come on, paint this, do that. You want this finished? You want this done? It needs to be done. How many more times do I have to tell you this has to be done? And I'm like, fuck you. Nice and simple. I'll be doing your mom later after work. What you gonna do about it, huh? Help me out with these. Oh shit, I'm falling. Bed. He's kicking me while I'm laying down with a open open skull from the fall. Yeah, man. It's I'm not a happy camper at all. And I knew that these fuckers are not happy campers either. Because work is work. Everybody hates work. Even the most chill jobs, people maybe start to hate because you know they forget how it feels like to be struggling. So they become little bitches. So and then I got this guy. You know, he probably worked his ass off for like a couple of years, like 4 or 5 years. Like, and I mean, like seriously worked his ass off proved himself to be proved himself to these asshole bosses that he can be the man to get the job done no matter what and shit. And now he's in charge of all motherfucking workers there. And he's like in his 30s. So he's been probably bossing around people now for 4 or 5 or 10 years. He's like way too deep into that shit now. And he has no time for people like me that at, at least expect, basic respect towards my craft and my health and everything. He's like far removed from that because all he cares about is that the boss gives him a little treat, like a dog, you know, for a job well done, and costs are saved. costs are saved. So he's pushing for that, to be a good boy to the owner. That's his main concern. And then when he sees me, he's like, "Get this done, man." I mean, he wasn't really that big of an asshole towards me, but it's enough. It's enough. It's enough for me to be
It's
like
enough to
offended.
trigger.
It's enough to be offended because you don't have to necessarily tell me, "Hey, you suck," or "Your face looks ugly," or some shit like that. You don't have to necessarily say shit like that, but you can offend me by trying to poison me, but not giving me my safety gear. You know what I mean? You can also offend me like that
No N95 mask.
because hey, they know that I'm gonna be there 4 weeks max, and they don't want to give away a gas mask because it costs, I don't know, $40. So they're like thinking $40 for somebody who's here for 4 weeks. Nah, let's save on costs. You
40
know what
euros.
I mean? €40, yes, or maybe a little more with the filters.
55
Let's say
euro.
around 50. Let's say around 50 with the filters and
With
the pre-filters
tax.
and all that. Yeah,
Importation tax.
this and that. Anyways, the point is, as soon as they see higher costs, they try to cut. You know what I mean? And they don't care about me. So that's a cost saving place for them.
It
And they will only give it to me if I insist or some
costly.
shit. You know what I mean?
Uh,
If I would have told this is what probably could have went down. I could have told them like, yeah, I could. Oh no, no, winch yourself left. Eh, crazy.
I
I
don't have
mean,
the O in it. What the
I
fuck?
mean, that was dramatic. uh, what are you thinking there, man? Like, of course you're gonna do it. You're also carrying that on top of your like your whole balance is fucked. Shit. Oh, Snowrunner. Thank goodness you're just playing games.
I'm not gonna
Just trying to be.
save it.
Well, doctor asked me today to give me the sick leave. Leave. What am I supposed to write in here? I'm like, yeah, throat problems, this breathing is fucked. What my nervous system is under massive stress right now. I don't know. I'm not an expert here. You should be knowing what happens when somebody gets exposed to this shit, right? You should also know that. Do I really have to know everything here? Is it not enough for a worker to come in and say, "Boss, I'm sick. This paint that I'm inhaling, I think I'm getting sick." Isn't that enough? Do I have to explain the diagnosis and shit to them? For fuck's sake, like, really have to do everything here, man. Can I just come in and be sick and be like, hey, go get some rest, go get some, recovery? Can it be like that? Why do I have to say that? Like, what are you gonna? Hold up. What are you gonna do? No, 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 no. No.
There's too many fucking.
Okay, get up a little bit more and then winch the front of the truck with you, man, and back up, huh? Try to straighten it up once you get to, like now. You shouldn't. This truck is now safe. Get in between these two trees and winch that truck. Get in between these two trees and winch that truck, because you won't be able to fall any sides. The trees will be blocking any. And lean up against that fucking, what's it called, that thing. Just lean to the side that you want to pull from, because this truck won't be flipping, no matter how much weight it tries to pull, and the winch will actually be OP. You don't even have to drive it like into position. You can just winch it into position. Like, see, you can't drive it into position, but if you, yeah, maybe you can. I'm just talking shit. I mean, that works. Yeah, yeah, like, doctor is like, "What are you gonna do?" And I'm like, I'm gonna go to the lung specialist or something. He needs to check it out, and then I'm gonna have to see what I don't know, work protection agency, whatever the fuck. I'm not expecting much, but the sick leave and me recovering,
They give it to
being
you, the
paid while I
doctor.
recovered. Sure, sure,
Give it to
sure, sure,
you.
sure, 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 sure helps. This whole thing. Like, what do you want me to say? You want me to say, no, 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 I won't take this money that I'm more than deserving to get, because I'm not the one who put myself out here. The precious little companies and leaders create this ground. I wish I could make this into a job. Just infiltrate shady ass companies and see how they operate, and then report back to the agency of labor and work. I should tell them what these motherfuckers are doing, and if they're way out of line and they're trying to hide shit and cash in, like basically scam their customers, promise them this and that, this and that, and then they start cutting corner like crazy and try to hide it. Yeah, that would be very beneficial to start
Big
seeing.
big lawsuit.
Like, I don't know. The problem would be well, they could give me fake, like, like Donnie Rasco. They can just give me fake, like, like a fake CV, you know what I mean? And and tell me, how to perform really well in the interview to get these jobs, to make sure I get, to push all the right buttons there. I don't have to do all this by myself. Me being there, observing and being in the middle of it is my job, and report back for all the shit that they do. Eventually, I don't have to do it for 6 years, but these companies could be tested here and there, and then we'll know. Because this the way they do it over here. For example, I learned this when I was learning my craft in the big company, very worldwide international company, very influential. Not gonna say the name now. I don't have to. Starts with an S and ends with an S. German company. Starts with S and ends with an S. German company. I'm not gonna name it. Um, Yeah. Every time they would get like every time there would be like an inspection, like a state republic uh inspection on the paints, the way we store the paints. Are we storing them properly? Are we because there's laws about that. How much paint you're allowed to store in the paint booth. We're only allowed to have enough paint in the paint booth that we're gonna use that day. The rest of the paint has to be stored in a special container that is fireproof. There's laws. There's laws. 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 And they get the inspection announced. Announced. Which means they just get rid of all the bullshit right before the inspection comes because they announced themselves. Everything's moved out the way, hidden. The inspection comes through. Yep, everything great. You passed. They shake hands, laugh it out with those motherfucking group leaders of mine and shit. I see them. And let's go have a coffee in the office. Yeah. And then they're gone. Poof, out of my sight. And what happens next is all that paint that we hid gets pulled out again and goes back to its place where it shouldn't be. Well, ain't that just fucking dandy for all of them there, except me, because I feel like an idiot there, observing all that. Maybe I need to be the working Donnie Brasco. That would be a great job for me, don't you think? What do you
Yeah.
think, Bump? You think
Right.
I could fit in with the working fellas, hey?
Yeah.
Right? Huh? You think I'm some kind of punk who cannot get
Like
into working
Johnny
places?
the
Right?
school.
What? What? School of Rock. I should. My next gig should be School of Rock. I will fake to be a teacher. Should me believe. Try to teach kids the real rock and roll. Had enough of this bullshit music, what they call music nowadays. Yeah, man. So many levels, just disturbing. My job's on so many levels disturbing. No, I hope I can squeeze out like a week or two of sick leave, and then I'll be back in the mix again.
Back on the grind
Back on the grind. Back on the job. Job. Look
with
out.
the new face man.
I have yet another experience that I cannot put in my CV. Or should I put this in my CV that I worked for 2 days because they probably gonna ask me, well, what is this about?
Yeah.
2 days? And then I'll be like, all right, you probably want to hear this then, or maybe not.
Tell him what you told me for the last 2 hours.
What? What am I saying?
Tell him.
Oh, and I keep going for 2 hours then. Okay, yeah, yeah. And they're to the point where they're getting super
They're
sick of
trying
me.
to chase you. Oh, you're still
Dude,
dumb.
like these bosses, the problem would be because most of these bosses they want to do the same thing to me. So if if I came in there to an interview and told them about this, they'll be like, "Fuck this guy. That's what I want to do too." You know. So that there's that danger of telling the story. You know what I mean? Because he'll be like, "Get the fuck out of my office." instead of being like that's like that's
Doing
unacceptable.
a $240 euro tattoo tomorrow.
Uh huh.
It's a lot of detail though.
Details.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a couple hours maybe. My back's
Try
gonna
to
be
enjoy it.
fucked tomorrow.
How many hours?
Like five,
5 hours.
5 times.
It's funny that I worked these I worked 5 hours and then I had a break and then I worked 5 hours more. Like, yeah.
I had to leave early too yesterday for work. Pick up my kids from school.
Mm. Man, I think I have a, like some kind of weird headache or something. It feels like my head is like under some pressure or some shit, like pressurized or something.
Probably
I
from
don't know.
the pain.
Honestly, I can no longer even tell like all these other symptoms that I have. I can even no longer tell what's from what anymore. But if I can taste the fucking paint in my mouth and my my throat is hurt, I know what's up because I didn't sand nothing over there, and there was no chance of any like super fucked
Yeah,
up dust coming into my
that's
mouth or shit like that. So has to be exclusively this shit because I was exposed to it more than anything else. And yeah, it's easy to fucking figure out when it's like that. But when you go to the doctor, they still want to be all fancy and shit. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's this. Maybe your dick is too small. Have you ever think of it? Oh yeah, my dick is too small. That's why I failed at this job. It was the gas mask. Because they always come at you with some fucking science that you could believe they're trying to pull off. Why things are happening the way they are. Oh man, I had so many philosophers in life too. Like I would tell them my problems, they wouldn't hear the full story. Like like I guess the you know whatever, and then they will be like, "Ah, I'll tell you where you're failing. You're thinking all wrong. You have to think like this and that." I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go again. He he or she figure it all out. And then I become like Mike, the big dumb monkey. And that's what I called myself over there at the hospital. I
mm.
said, and I worked there like a big monkey. Oh my
To
I
the
slipped it
doctor.
in. I cannot believe it. That slipped in when I was talking to the doctor.
Like a big
Oh
monkey.
my goodness, dude.
The doctor probably wanted to laugh. Uh, shit's funny.
Like there's so much. There's so much that happened that I then need to unwrap it all. Really, to be honest, like no. After it's all it happened so quickly and so shitty. Like I mean, going there and reporting to fucking emergency room and shit like that, and that being like a legit place where you probably should go is not a fucking fun day to be then talking to two companies or whatever, that are in charge of you and shit like that. And you're about to point the finger at them, and they're gonna point the finger back at you, and that's how it's gonna be like.
Oh, it's
But
bumping
I
the
need to
scale.
remain by my fucking statement. They broke they broke a huge rule. and that's unforgivable. I mean, it's unforgivable what they presented me there to do. That's also unforgivable in its own fucking right. But there is no law that says that some employee can be fooled into a position where it's actually way, 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 way more work than he was told. I don't think there's. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is a fucking law against it or something. I just, I don't know. There's so much. There's so much of this. Like, and if you don't know about it, you're fucking illiterate. And I'm like, I definitely like to live a chill, relaxing life where I don't have to know every paragraph, every law out there. And it's kind of sucky that I have to like pull this card now for this shitty job, but I will pull it because I was on my way to being legitimately fucked up. I'm
Fucking
already a little bit
stuck.
fucked up, but luckily, minor exposure, if we can call it that, compared to 4 weeks or 2 weeks. Even.
Come pull me out, Eugene. Get on
Yeah.
snow
So,
room.
so should I put it in my CV from now on? I work
Yeah.
for 2 days,
2 hours. Or 2 days.
2 hours.
2
Type in
days. 2 days, I mean. Put
well,
two
it's almost the
hours.
same like 2 days.
Tell him two
It's almost the same as
hours.
2 days.
uh,
But that would let's break it down, shall we? What are the maybe the positives, maybe the negatives of it? I might miss some things, but this is what comes to mind now to me. So if I put that into my CV, these 2 days, and then the company gets interested, and they really really want to find out why I've written that down, you know, and they call me up and say like, yeah, we do have a job, but there's a thing in your CV, you know, like it says you work for 2 days at this company. You know, can you please, explain a bit more about it?
elaborate.
Elaborate? And I'll be like, oh, of course I can. I'll be gladly doing that, and I'm glad you called me to ask about that.
Tell him to get comfy.
And then, basically give him a heads up that I'm not gonna tolerate bullshit like that.
For misleading you to
Like
bullshit.
they immediately know, okay, this guy's on some path of Mitch justice. So we better not fuck with this guy. We better give him like a legit good job, like safe job, okay job. Let's do this by the book for fuck's sake. Or if they have a job like that I'm gonna elaborate, then well, they can eliminate themselves from it, right? If they're smart, right? If they're like, oh, that's exactly what we're doing, we better not fucking touch this guy. You know what I mean? Because he's gonna come in like, yeah, but they might. That's the problem. This is the problem. If I tell them that the problem was I wasn't giving the gas mask, then they'll think they're smart. They'll be like, okay, the job is as shitty, maybe shittier, but we'll give him a mask. Then he has nothing, no excuse. That's the problem, man. In my opinion, because I will receive the mask. That's the shitty job, just like.
When you go back.
Then what? Then I have to fucking be like, okay, is this place safe enough for me to work at? I'm talking about like the way I have to approach my working space and code it. I can absolutely not access that thing in a safe way. So what then? We're not talking about a mask anymore. the company like they did now doesn't provide me with anything that will bring me up there safely. You know, like because I worked at the Austrian Railways, for example,
Hmm.
we were allowed to use ladders. We were not allowed to walk on ladders anymore because when I learned my craft 2000, we had like wooden ladders, you know, like those the ones that you can walk on,
Yeah.
two-sided ones, and we used them. We would even oil them up so they would be easier to walk on and shit like that. And, you know, like they were perfected almost for walking on them. And then came out like, and then I left that company a couple of years. Nothing really happened. I was with my life. I was elsewhere. I wasn't really, you know, thinking about that shit as much. I guess that's when they introduced the law in those times, because I later found that out, like that you're not allowed to walk on ladders anymore in the country. I guess a few people got injured that way. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And um, and I heard the story about that kid that was on heroin when I left the company. Some other kid was employed there by his dad. Like his dad used his connection with the company to employ him in the painting department. Kid
Yeah.
had no business being there, man. No business. And when I left, I heard the story from my buddy I'm still in contact with that he fell asleep on as tall as fuck ladders, like 10 size ladders or something.
Yeah.
He fell
And
asleep on them while having to do some masking and shit, and he fell asleep and then just fell over and hit his head against the fucking trash can, big trash can. They had to fucking
he died or
hospitalize
something.
him. You know what I mean? Shit. Like he was fucked up, man. Fucked up. I think he survived. I think he
Damn.
survived.
Sounds fucked.
But he never, I don't think he'll ever work again in his life. He'll receive a pension or something. Like, because
Fuck.
he's, I don't know. So yeah, I can see why the fucking law was introduced because unfortunately, all of us that actually took that shit seriously, we don't matter. Now our job gets a little bit more difficult. We can no longer cover more ground. We have to get off the fucking ladder and move them by hand and then get up again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So